PharmaVentures, experts in deals and alliances.
Hello and welcome to PharmaVentures Insight here in Cologne, Germany. On today's show, I have Tom Johnson of Mucosis. Tom, welcome.
Thank you.
So, Mucosis, what's the company about? What's the technology? What do you do?
Well, it's an exciting company. We're working on human vaccines. What we do differently is that we believe that administering those vaccines through the mucosal routes, your nose, your mouth and such, where most pathogens come in, is important. So we have a technology, platform technology that we're developing vaccines upon. The company's been around since 2007, so we've been working hard for many years now. And we've most recently launched our first phase 1 trial for an RSV vaccine called SynGEM, and that's been launched in the UK. So pretty exciting times. We just announced that yesterday, in fact.
Okay, so just on the technology, needle-free, so you're going in through mucosal routes, the
That's
nose,
correct.
And as you indicated. Do you get better responses that way?
Well, we're going to find out.
Right.
You know, it always comes down to human data. Animals suggest that we do, but we have to test it in humans, and that's what this trial is about.
Okay, and you've gone for RSV. Particular problem in young children and babies, I believe. Does that make it harder, the fact you're dealing with children here?
It does. So really with RSV, you're dealing with the bookends of the population, the very young and the very old. With the young, yes, it's very challenging. And in fact, one of the strategies we and others are looking at is vaccinating pregnant mothers.
Right.
During the 3rd trimester. And why you do that is to generate enough antibody response that it passes over the placenta to the baby in gestation, such that when the child is born, it has several months of protection against RSV, and then its airways can fully develop, and it can handle an infection, because we're all infected with RSV by the age of 2, typically. On the other end of the age spectrum, with older folks, because of immunosenescence, we're more susceptible to infection from RSV, and it can lead to more comorbidity, such as being hospitalized and losing muscle mass while you're hospitalized. So it's important that we have a product that potentially could fill both needs of both populations.
Because currently, I understand it's treated with there's an antibody treatment, monoclonal antibody treatment, and previous to that, it was an IVIG treatment, which was very efficacious. What's the benefit of having the vaccine over those treatments?
So the way treatment is handled today is only with premature infants. So those born early are typically given a prophylaxis to protect them. It's very expensive, and the efficacy is not so great. And what we're looking at is being able to vaccinate all pregnant mothers so that all children are born with some level of protection. So you're not responding to a problem, you're actually preventing a problem.
Right. Vaccine trials traditionally have been difficult to do because you're proving something doesn't happen almost, so the patient numbers that you have to enroll in a trial is quite significant. Is that the case here?
It will be. We will have to deal with large numbers of people just for safety reasons, but there's a second reason. The second reason is that we're still unsure in the industry what correlates of protection are for RSV. In influenza, we know very well what signifies in the immune system what's protective. But RSV, we don't know that yet. So part of our job is to establish those and work with the regulators to establish those such that we have a roadmap in the future for licensing RSV vaccines.
Right, right. And large numbers means expensive, and you're just going into phase 1. How are you as a business funding your path forwards?
So that's always a key question for a company our size. We've done well to date through a network of private Dutch, mainly VC firms. We've also brought in a partner from China, so a strategic investor, but also someone that's working on the product there in the Chinese market for us. And most recently, we've brought on board the Wellcome Trust Foundation from the UK. And they're on board to support both this trial and the next trial that's scheduled for the second half of 2017. So we're well on our way. We'll continue to need funds as we proceed to licensure and or find a partner for the product.
And that's the goal for this product, is you will partner it at some point?
We will. It's a very large project, as you explained. And we'll need the hands and the brains and the money that comes with a large pharma partner.
And what then for mucosis? That's product number one. What else have you got in your pipeline?
Well, so we've got a second RSV product, which is the intramuscular product. So remember, the first one is intranasal, the second is intramuscular, and that will be targeted at pregnant mothers, so maternal immunization. And then we've got a couple other up our sleeve that we haven't announced yet that will show the benefits of a mucosal delivery system as well.
So when should we expect to see this first product hitting the market?
Oh, it'll be quite some time. It takes quite a bit of time to license the product. What we're looking for from the regulators is potentially some fast-track status in order to tackle this disease for RSV. But I wouldn't imagine it would be before 2021 or so.
Right. And just again on mucosis itself, where do you see the long-term future for mucosis? What's the plan there?
So the plan is to develop additional products on the platform technology, both in the Netherlands, where the company is based, but also in the United States through a new team. So we planned on expanding the pipeline and hopefully have a partner on board to take and work with us on RSV, and we'll continue on other disease targets.
Well, Tom, we'll watch out for the news as you develop down that pathway, and wish you all the best with that.
Thank
you
you
for
so
joining
much.
us.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
PharmaVentures, experts in deals and alliances.